to be somebody. Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody.
LOLO Knows is a motivational talk show that showcases talented DJs and folks from every walk of life that has a message of life to share through music, wine, and great talk.
Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to be somebody.
Everybody wants to be somebody. Somebody's friend. Can I get an amen with the friends that I have here tonight?
Amen.
Yes. Let's do the snap, 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 snap. I am so happy to do this show, and I'm so happy that it came together because I will tell you this, it's very hard to get any of my friends together because everybody is so busy. Everybody is so busy, and for you guys to come out here and to do this on, just a short notice, I'm just so thrilled and I'm so happy, and it all just worked out the way it was supposed to. So thank you so very much for coming, guys. How are you?
Doing good.
We have Justin Griffith in the house.
Howdy.
We have Brittany Cotrill in the house.
Hey.
We have Jordan Zur in the house.
What's up?
Stacy Zur's in the house.
Hey.
And Mr. Santos Santiago's in the house.
What's up? What's up?
I had to play it up a little bit at the end. I knew exactly what I was doing. Anyway, this is a really important show tonight. I do have a special interview I did do on Saturday night. Actually, the original show was supposed to be recorded Saturday night.
Yep.
Things got a little bit turned up too early for the rest of the show to be recorded, so this is the to be continued, the live episode. But I managed to get an awesome interview with Jeff Osmitz. Shout out to Jeff Osmitz. We will be playing that in a little while. So basically what we're going to do is I just want to ask one simple question. What does a friend mean to you?
Who goes first?
Come on, Britt.
I can improvise. Actually, you guys taught me what friends are. I went to college. I had a lot of social interactions everywhere, but I never knew what friends were until I met this group.
Yeah?
To accept people so quickly. I know I can call you guys, and I've only known you for a couple months.
Yeah.
So it changed my outlook, I think.
That's awesome. What about you, Santos?
I just think it's a group of people you can feel comfortable around and just enjoy your time and not be judged at all for nothing. Even what you did in the past or past week or past month, nobody judge you for it. And they just accept you for who you are at the end of the day. That's what I think friends are.
That's right. Beautiful thing. What about you, Justin?
Yeah, friends, they take care of each other. They don't judge each other, really. Everybody can have a good time. And like Santos said, the past doesn't really affect a really good friend because they'll forgive you or they understand things happen, They
get past it at the end of the day, yeah.
What about you, Stace?
All of these things are, they're true. But I think when I think about friendship, I think about you kind of give as good as you get. So a true friend is somebody that you don't have to necessarily send a rep. Like I think a lot of people that you come in contact with throughout the day, you have different personalities that you show them so that you can kind of get through whatever dialogue you're trying to have with them. Mm-hmm. And you have a true friend that you just don't have to worry about that. You just kind of come as you are, and if you need them to be there for you more on one day, then that's good. And then if you need to be there for that person another day, that's good. It's kind of a give and take.
When you and I first met, though, 4 years ago now, Stacy, it just seemed like you and I just instantly gelled. And I was
at the mercy of you because you were my esthetician. So I had to like
that
you.
Did help.
I was like, don't do anything to my face. It's weird.
But you know what? It did seem like you fell
Yeah.
right in, and it was just that easy and comfortable. And for me, just stepping back and just being in tune with you, even in that moment, that's not easy for you to do, on a regular day-to-day situation with anybody.
Yeah.
There's some people you could just gel with and just get right away. And then there's some people you just have to get to know and work just a little bit harder just to kind of see exactly who they are. What about you, Jordan?
Well, I mean, I think going last, it's hard to come up with something new. But I guess one of the big things that I find with friendship, and this goes for Stacy and I, being that we're married and obviously we're friends, is that being able to just be who you are. You can be stupid, you can be ridiculous, and you're not going to be judged for it. Like, you realize that there's no judgment, and I act really stupid with Stacy more than any other person I know, and she does a lot of those same things with me, and that's been good, and it's nice. And as you get to know more people, like even getting to know you more, I can be more myself because you start to let that go, and that's a big part of friendship, I think. And once you have that, no matter what it is, if it's your buddy that you grew up with, and I mean, I remember as a kid, friends that I had, we just do silly, stupid stuff, and it's because you knew you could, and you weren't going to be judged. And the people that did judge you were the people that never stayed your friends. They just disappeared slowly.
For myself, I always feel like I'm kind of like a chameleon. I just can kind of go and just ebb and flow and just in many social situations. For some people, it may be a little bit, like, oh my God, it might come off a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Because it just like, wow, she can talk to anybody. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And and there are times where I feel as though even in those social situations where I'm in, if I allowed everybody to just, sit there and just judge who I was, then, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't be that person that could just reach out and go up to a complete stranger, or a complete stranger feels comfortable enough to come up to me and ask me for some assistance, or ask me a question, or feel comfortable enough just to even just say hi and feel that they're going to get a hi back and they're not just going to get an eye roll, that kind of thing. And I always feel like that, to me, is something, I believe everybody deserves at the end of the day, no matter if I know them or not. I believe also that a lot of people use the word friendship, loosely. They use the word friend loosely. I've been taught that there are two types of friends. Okay? One is your entertainment friends. And two are your emotionally invested friends. They're totally different. Have you ever known anybody that just gets so worked up over somebody that they may have known for not even maybe a year, maybe even a few months, and then this person just whatever did something, and then they're all upset about it? And it's just like, why are you so worked up about it when
That's funny.
all you did was just go out and go kick it with this person, go party with this person, and you're just saying this person is your friend. Well, guess what? It takes time to get to know somebody, to really delve into really who they are and get to understand their psyche, and to be able to, like you said, just let go of things, just to let go and just be who you are in front of that person. And it's, for a lot of people, it takes a time to just let that representative that Stacy brought out go.
I think social media has a lot to do with that too. I mean, think about what we call people on Facebook. They're our friends. Are they really our friends? I mean, that's cool that I know 700 whatever people, but I'm pretty sure I don't call all of them when I'm having a bad day.
No.
So it's like it's a great point. We've taken the word friend, and we've taken away like really the true meaning of it, because you have people that you interact with every day that you like, but a lot of times when somebody's like, "How are you?" I'll be like, "Do you really want to know, or are you just looking for a fine?" And it's okay if you're just looking for a fine, but that true friend is going to be like, "Yeah, I really want to know." It's like your needs are put above theirs for the moment because you're their friend. And
Yeah.
I think that's the circle grows smaller and smaller as you get older, and that's okay. It's like a beautiful thing to have a handful of people
Yes.
in my life that I can truly count on. And I think that's great. And it's nice to have all this other stuff going on and this, crazy noise that infiltrates everything that you're doing at every moment of the time. Like, seriously, I'm so attached to my phone. My phone is sitting next to me right now. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think that anything is going to, cause a catastrophe in my life, but I'm like, what is going to happen? What notifications am I going to get? Right? Like, we've just forgotten how to be, like, in a room with people. And so it's like, I think the word friend has lost I think it needs to get back what it really means.
That's the thing. Too many people are on their devices. And it's cutting off that human interaction, that communication that we all deserve to have. We deserve to all have eye contact. We deserve to, because that's part of communication. Really being able to look at somebody, really being able to pick up their vibe, pick up that emotion, pick up all of those things. It's such a beautiful conversation. Even when you're not actually talking, you could still feel that energy flow back to you. And it's such an important thing. And, when I was just horrified being in a restaurant. Like, I think I talked about this on radio like a couple weeks ago, but I was at an hibachi restaurant and I look around and every single last person was on their freaking phone.
Yeah.
Was on their phone. I mean, you had people, they were just families that were just sitting around. I'm like, what's the point of even coming to dinner? Yeah. You weren't even looking at the hibachi guy doing his little whatever. And I'm just like, what are y'all doing? I really wanted to stand up and have a protest. Like, y'all are just stupid as hell right now. Are you serious? I mean, it looks so disrespectful. And actually, even like my nephew, who was right here next to me, I even had to tell him to turn off his device. I'm like, don't you even dare. And I looked at him and gave him the look, because I know you're with me. Dude, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
But that's just how it is, because it just, at some point, it just gets ridiculous. So, how do you feel about that, Santos? I mean, I know you've grown up in a pretty big family, and how's dinner time at your house? Is everybody on their phone?
Dinner time be pretty good though. I can actually admit that. Some of them have their moments. Like my sister, she's attached to her phone. She's really attached though, and at the end of the day, you don't see too many of them do it though. It's just my sister for real. She's always attached, always texting someone, social media. Other than that, everybody else is just loving the environment. We have a lot of Cavs games we watch sometimes, but sometimes when they're like during the weekend, we have a lot of events at the house. They cook all type of food and everybody comes, kicks it.
That's great though.
Sometimes I think it's just for the food though.
If that's what it takes sometimes, there's nothing wrong with that.
It is though. As soon as you say some good food, they be like, oh yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there.
Well, let's talk about our friend get-together. I mean, we're known as like the outsiders, okay? And I know that people have seen like that name floating around like Facebook and social media, like, who are these outsiders? Hello.
That's me.
They do want to know. I know a lot of people ask
I
questions.
remember when I got invited through Joey and Jill, and I guess they had talked to everybody about me, and that I had no idea.
I didn't either.
I was so freaking clueless as to anything about they never told me about a secret group, and they never told me, it's just like they've been getting to know me though for the process. It's not, and I felt honored because we were getting to know each other probably for the last year and everything, but it took a process for them to like say, you know what? Lo's cool. Like, she should be a part of this whole circle, really. Like, and it was just like, I was just like, oh my God, and you guys did it right, because it's not like you guys just quickly just said, oh,
as
let's just grab this person in here and just bring him inside.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like that.
We came over several times.
It's always a test. That's what it is.
Yeah, I feel
It's
like
a test.
Gotta feel it out.
What's
I don't know. They just
I want to know about the test.
they just judge you. Like if you It's not in a bad way. It's not in a bad way.
Not a bad.
It's like they just want to see who you are. When you come over, they want to see what type of person you are. Now, if you're a douchebag or something, they're gonna brush you off a little bit. But not too many. We don't have too many people that come around like that.
Santos, do you even have an Instagram?
Yeah.
You do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did they tag you in your Instagram on that photo, your hair model photo?
No.
They should have. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because I've seen it on one barber site. It was like almost 5,000 hits.
Mm-hmm.
The other one I just saw was like nearly 2,000. And if they would have tagged you, a lot of them people would have been wanting to follow you.
I gotta see
Yeah.
this photo.
It's a good
He
photo.
looks real sharp.
I mean, seriously,
It looks
like they
smooth.
should have
Thank you,
tagged
thank
you
you.
in this photo. I'm like, wait a minute, does he even have an Instagram?
Yeah, I have one. I mean, a few people tagged me in the comments and then just showed me my picture was up there.
No,
but
they should have tagged you at those the barber sites.
It was more. It was more.
Can I get my tag?
It was more of the photographer. He had to get
Yeah.
the credit for it. It was
Well,
the
of
credit.
course, but you can get credit for being the model.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't mind that, but I wasn't mad though
Okay,
at all.
man, Justin, let me ask you something.
I'm kind of scared.
You proposed to Brittany.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you how that whole process was. Did you even have a clue, Brittany, that this was even
No,
gonna
but I
come?
heard all of the outsiders did. Found out that everybody knew, and I don't know how you guys did that, considering how turnt we get sometimes. That was incredible.
Everybody kept their mouths
Keep
shut.
y'all low.
Yeah. No,
They
those
did.
are
They did well.
Those are
you know?
friends. Those were friends.
Because he was so excited to tell you guys, and he wanted to tell everyone, and he did, and they all kept it under wraps.
Yeah,
Was
we
that
was
was
with
that?
it.
Were you nervous?
Only when I thought about it. I tried not to think about it. And I don't get anxiety, but like when I would think about doing it before we left, I would get anxiety really bad. And I don't get anxiety, so it was a different experience. Just thinking about what I was gonna do and getting it done. Because I mean, I did it.
Maybe your anxiety was coming from finding that perfect moment.
Yeah.
And doing it.
Oh, definitely.
There's not much free time on Holy Ship. There's not many moments. Especially personal moments, and he found just that small little snippet where that was probably the only moment we'd ever be alone on that boat.
I believe that friends also have common interests, and our common interest is, the electronic dance music, which is a major common interest.
Definitely, yeah, it binds us all together in a way. You know?
Why do you think that is? What do you think about dance music, and why do you think that brings people together?
Well, even just the whole community of people that enjoy that type of music, everybody's so nice. I've never met like a mean person that goes to those shows, events, things
It's
like
happy
that.
music. It's happy music, and it brings out the happy in people. You dance. It's groovy. It's
Yeah.
bringing back the disco vibes. It
Yeah.
makes you feel good.
See, it's more with house music. That's what it is. That's the common interest in this group, house music.
Yes.
Mostly, because everybody loves house music. There's a few that like different genres, but house music is what brings the whole group together at the end of the day. Because why can't you love house music? Like, it's everything about it is good to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like dubstep and trap is not my thing, so I don't know.
Hey, so I got a question for you. So, Stacy over here, and myself, and we're not. I mean, I'm in the music industry, but obviously not into that. So Stacy looks at me and she goes, "What is house music?" So just a real quick, down and dirty, just a quick down and dirty definition of what it is.
I know what it is.
Stacy, let me just say this, okay? Stacy has an amazing ear for other music, especially when it comes to rock, alternative rock.
Anything that's good,
I mean,
she's got a
anything
great ear
that's
for it.
good. Like,
Doesn't matter
she
what
has
it
a
is.
great ear for it. So I have to give you your props on that, because even
But
when
just-
you were
just a quick
seeing me at the
definition.
salon, she brought me some banging, awesome tunes for me to do like I says I need something more, something for like waxing and that kind of thing. I don't want to put on spa music with waxing. I need to put on something a little bit more upbeat or whatever. She says, girl, I got something for you.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I said I'll bring you a CD.
I'll make you a mixtape.
I'll make you a
She makes
mixtape.
good
All right,
Some of the
I
best.
would say that.
I did not say that.
But she did.
So quick,
But I
quick,
did. I made her a
just
mixtape.
in your words, real quick, it's definition of what today's house music is.
You can let Brittany have that one. I think
I can
I
try.
think I can trust her.
Let's hear it.
Well, me and Justin, I can't do this without prefacing it. Justin and I started with a little more of the harsher tunes. We started in the dubstep area, but it's because we had an ear for dancing music. We had an ear for something that got us on our feet, and people smiled, and you jump around, and there was something about it.
Yeah.
So, house music isn't that harsh. It's more of a dancey vibe.
Okay.
I feel like it's bringing disco
Like
a little bit into
a
modern
sexier
day.
vibe.
It's a little
Yeah.
slower.
Yeah.
You can snap your fingers.
House
and,
music feels like I'm going to church. Like, you know.
So it's kind
You
of
wanna-
the beat kind of, it's not so much like the dubstep and the other stuff, it almost gets to the point where it gets to be a monotonous kind of a thing, where the house music is more something that you can wrap your head around and just have fun with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, it's
exactly-
not
yeah.
too fast. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
too
I get
slow.
it.
It's just
We'll
Yeah.
be looking at
It's
it.
not everybody's it's not everybody preferred genre. Is more it's just what unites us, because that's
makes
honestly
sense.
not my favorite one, because I love trance
We
at
love
the end of the
trance,
day.
too.
Trance
Yeah,
is fun. I mean, that stuff's fun.
Yeah,
I
because
like it too.
it's just house music. It gets more like it's more of our party.
And it's a
more
good
of a
common
straight-up
ground for
party.
all of us.
Yeah.
The thing is, house music did originate in Chicago, so it's really groovy, very dancey. You know what I mean? It brings something out in you that just makes you want to groove.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
No matter what. I don't care who you are. If you go to a house, and listen to house music, any type of electro house, progressive house, tech house, it will make you just want to groove.
Yeah.
You could appreciate, the way it's produced and, the frequencies of the music that just reach your soul. We're going to actually be going to our interview with Mr. Jeff Osment right now on LOLO Knows Radio Show. Listen in. And welcome to LOLO Knows Radio Show. I am your host, Lolo. Sitting here right next to me, I'm doing my Friends episode this evening, but right next to me is Jeff Osment. Jeff Osment I actually, on my last show, I talked about you got some things going on, and we were just actually talking about what had happened actually as of last year to this moment right now this year in just a short period of time. Jeff, you have a 3-track EP deal.
That's right.
And how does that make you feel?
I mean, it's pretty humbling, to be honest. I got emotional at first because it's just one of those things when you put so much effort and passion into something, and you finally figure out what that passion is, and you start doing it, and kind of forgetting about all the other stuff going on, and you just sit and do what you love to do. It's really an incredible, humble feeling to have that it's finally paying off.
I'll tell you what, Jeff. On my last show, I actually had this artist, an international artist. Her name is Arabella Proffer. And one thing that she does, even over anything, it's she's had all these major health issues that have gone on in her life. And it's one or two things can happen. Either you could just sit there and sulk and play victim to the whole situation, or you could just delve, your energies into your life's work or your art. And I remember you and I having a conversation because, 2014, I mean, both you and I have gone through some, personal things that have happened, and it just kind of just unraveled all of a sudden. And you and I had a real personal talk about stuff. And then you asked me, Lo, what am I going to do? And I said, what did I say you were going to do?
Focus all of that emotion onto what you love, music.
Right.
Yeah.
And guess what? A couple months later, after this very talk,
No, you're Right. Lolo knows.
Lolo
knows.
A couple of months after this very talk, we have some major things going on here. You've got the 3-track EP deal with who?
Hijinks Records.
Hijinks Records.
It's a newer label. It's based out of Miami, so it's awesome. That's in the States too, so it could really bring some like great opportunities. You know, being in the States and all. The guy who Chris Del Solar, I believe is his name. He does stuff with Nervous Records.
Okay.
You have to look him up. I have a couple tracks of theirs. They do hip hop, like deep house, tech house, based out of New York. So it's like an extension of that, basically. So it's cool.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Wonderful. And then what happened? Like less than a week, and then what? A week?
It was the day before I found out. I won that remix competition, which I love the song I made. That was by Alessandro Zero, and I love the original. Like, all right, I'm gonna mess with it one night and start at 5 a.m. Typical me, and I was up till about 12 that morning with work.
But you know
that
that, yeah,
night.
because you
I just couldn't put it down.
You normally work at night, so everybody's got to know that you know work at nights, even though you're an RN. And that's what you do on a day-to-day, but your passion is music. So the passion that lives in your art is actually, and we've got like a little visitor trying to come into the door, but your passion, you're putting all that passion back into your music as well. I mean, you love to service people and help people, but this is also something that you also love to do as well. You just have your artistic side.
I feel that music in general is like a great holistic way of like healing, you know, the body, the soul, however you want to talk about it. At least for me, like, so to me it's like expressing my feelings and emotions, and hopefully have other people like feel it with me, and that's what's so like cool about everything. When people like dig your tracks, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, congratulations. You know, I have been just on this journey with you in just a short period of time, even just in the last couple of years, just seeing where you've been and then seeing now the progression, little by little by little, and everything's just really starting to hit home. And actually, you have a track.
That's so funny. That's funny the way. Yeah. Nice.
Hello. Called Home.
You're clever. You're good. Look at that lead in right there.
Look at the lead in with Home. So tell me about Home.
Shut the fuck up.
We actually have a visitor. We're doing our friends episode right now for Lolo Knows. How are you? Come here.
Hi, I'm so good. Hello, Cleveland.
Hello, Cleveland. And your name?
Andrew Antuano. Good to meet you all.
This is going to be a very interesting night, and I do want it to be very in the moment here. So we're actually getting some visitors right now, so that are actually congratulating Jeff, because this is actually a double celebration, because two of our friends just got engaged. We also have, you know, Jeff that's got some great news, and we're just celebrating all of this with really close friends and family that have come in to celebrate the moment right now. So
Should I not respond to anything?
just want to get back to this interview real quick.
Yeah.
So
Give us a second.
this is really going to be a really interesting evening, to say the least. But I want to get back to Home. So we have Grimy
Grooves out of Akron. Home. It's actually really funny. Home was the second track I pretty much ever put together. My first one I ever tried was that Awakening song. It was, decent for what it was, and then Home was the second track I've ever written, which is what I don't think a lot of people know that, but it even blew my mind because Stonebridge, he loved it, and then Gareth Emery picked it as a winner for his put your original track on my Wavo, and then I'll pick it to play on my show. And I actually wasn't even first place. And there are in my opinion, some really good songs in there, and he ended up choosing mine, and I was that day was
Let me just say
incredible.
this. Can I just say this, though? You and I, we were going back and forth on our posts because you and I get followed by Stonebridge. You know, he's a good friend of ours, but he's also...
Hi, Stan.
Hey, Stan.
What's up?
Which I'm really excited about. We're going to be doing a show with him very soon when he comes back here to Cleveland. Also, Garrett Emery's been liking a lot of your posts. He's been liking my post. And it just seems like it's all just kind of everything's
cool.
just kind of aligning where it should be. And how does that, I mean, seriously, this is not a coincidence, Jeff. You know what I mean? It's a mindful manifestation.
I just do what I do. I don't, honestly, like I got into doing DJing just because I love house music, like EDM, progressive house. And I just want to start playing it for fun, and I still consider it a hobby. But producing was the same way. Like I just wanted to make music. Been a musician my entire life. I just wanted to do it. So I said, screw it. I'm gonna invest some money and start. And then, it's just crazy. And everything just blows my mind. Like happiness, not like I'm the man. Like no, I'm just so happy that everything I love to do and like really do enjoy in life is like panning out. Like what? That's just crazy to me.
That's right. You know why? Because it's supposed to, and especially when you have supportive people behind you, like myself, who supports your career and everything else. And what happens, and when you do have that, Jeff, it makes it that much easier to really envision and to keep your vision clear, especially when you have a clear support system in your corner. I mean, that's driving your creativity to the next level.
I mean, just like Stonebridge. I mean, just in general, like big shout out to Sten again. I consider him like a good friend. Like, and to be honest to God, it's very rare that we ever speak or talk about production techniques, tricks. Like, very rarely do we ever talk production. We're mostly just talking about some like new songs or trends or shows or just bullshitting about swear word.
You can do that.
Yeah. Just bullshitting about, I don't know, just the entertainment industry. And that's what's great. And just knowing that he supports, like, the creativity and just my passion for it is enough alone and motivation to just keep going. And I keep telling that. So thank you again, Sten. I mean, it's... the motivation you've instilled in me has been... you couldn't buy it. You know what I mean? It's awesome.
It is awesome, isn't it?
God, the guy show me love. Come on.
I know. He shows me love too.
The dude deserves the best credit ever. He's a pioneer of house.
Yes, he is.
Dude's been around forever.
Right. And you know what? He's so humbled by everything. He's a great guy. He hasn't gotten, this big ego at all by any stretch of the imagination. He loves his fans. He loves doing what he's doing. He's always in the moment, even when he's entertaining.
Yeah, I mean that's the point for him. Like I could tell after meeting him and seeing Dirty Harry Records, big shout to that, like Disco House, love it. Then Stony Boy Music. I mean he does it not for fame, not for girls, not for bullshit he's been doing for so long. He does it strictly for the music he loves. And I love some of his new tracks. They're great. I mean, he does it for the right reasons. He's not out there ghost producing or having anyone do his own stuff. He's doing everything himself. He's doing what he loves and the music he loves. He's making the music he loves. I mean, there you go.
And that's what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing.
That's what you're doing.
That's what I'm in. And actually, let me... calling him real fast. It's actually a funny story. After that Pierce Fulton remix I did just off a whim, he messaged me after I sent him and he goes, "Dude, I love this. I want to play on the show." I'm like, "Absolutely." He goes, "Do me a favor. Don't ever stop making your type of vintage progressive house." He goes, "Don't make anything else. Don't try to make anything else. Do you make your style of progressive house?" I mean, that moment right there, it just completely just popped. That's when the light bulb went on. You know what? You're right. What am I doing? Why am I trying to make big room? Why am I trying to make other styles? Like, it's not about that. It's not about the fame or recognition. It's about making the music that flows.
That comes
from the
through
heart.
you and from your heart.
From the
You know,
heart.
even like, let me just say this, and you know me, what I do with the show, though, Jeff, but also as a visual artist. When I paint, I paint from my soul. You know, so there's no. I know that there are other artists out there that may be able to be more technical, and they could probably put like some vivid whatevers together. But the thing that I do, that is just me, is my soul lives on those canvases.
True art.
Which and that's
art.
what people are picking up, and that's what they love so much about it. So him telling you that is great advice for you,
No, it's
because
incredible
so
advice.
many times people start off really authentic and start off doing what they love, but then at some point they start listening to the outside noise.
Lo, I could name a ton of the top 100 like beatport producers who, when they first started, were making incredible music, including our number one DJ in the world. Before he got to that spot, that dude was making authentic, unique, like banging progressive, and unfortunately things have turned different direction. But it is what it is. But besides him, there are a lot of other artists that are the same way. I don't understand why. Who cares if trends change? You have fans who obviously like what you used to make before, like keep making it. I can name a lot of producers
And I
I've
can
stopped
see-
following recently because they're just not making their music
And
anymore.
I can see people trying to kind of try on new things or put on a new hat and that kind of thing, and test the waters a little bit. I can see that. But then when you who is a DJ and a producer, and you listen to tons and tons and tons of music all the time, and you're like, even just from an artist standpoint, you're probably sitting back like, what did you do this? This is good, but this really isn't you. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. It's just like, what happened? And that's not, but see, you live through this to maybe tell your own self as an artist that this is what you want to do. Somebody like Carl Cox is a Carl Cox. He doesn't change. He's consistent. And he always, what he's going to deliver every single time, and what makes him a true legend in his own right.
That's right.
And and that's
Richie Houghton, another pioneer, another name that just what to expect. I mean, there are a lot of the underground guys are all like that.
Right.
They follow suit. I'm a little bit of an exception. I play a little bit of everything. Everyone knows me for my like peak hour sets. I don't know, maybe that could change. I still love playing EDM, like electro house, but I mean, to me, it's like the Eric Prydz of the world. Prida, same person. Dad Mouse, at least those two, probably the two best producers in the world, in my opinion, and I'm sure a lot of other people agree, but their sets are nothing but their own music.
exactly.
Michael Woods, there's another one. He doesn't play really anything but his own music. I love Michael Woods. I hope maybe I can one day, I'll have enough, and that you get that type of following. Like, people just want to hear your music for a set. They don't want to hear everything else. They want to hear your style, your music.
Right. Let me ask you something. Since this is really going to be the Friends episode, what does this moment right now mean to you, sharing it with the people that that are closest to you right now? What do friends mean to you?
I mean, everything. Motivation, keeping you in check, love. I mean, loyalty. I mean, loyalty is huge for me.
Yeah.
It's awesome. We have an incredible, in my opinion, the best group of people in Cleveland. Fans, followers, friends. I mean, doesn't get any better.
Why do you think I wanted to, even though we had discussed doing the show, actually I had discussed doing this show like a couple months ago, and I put it off because, you know what, I knew that at the right time it was going to come, and the right moment presented itself tonight.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is amazing. Everybody that we love is here
Yep.
tonight. in
And
this
some we haven't
moment.
seen in a while, which is great.
Right.
Yeah.
And I am so thrilled to be able to do this and share this moment with you, Jeff.
Absolutely.
And I thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Lo.
And
I appreciate it.
no, you are so welcome. You're so welcome. And we'll be back with LOLO Knows. Wasn't that an awesome interview? I mean, seriously, like, the one thing that he said, loyalty is huge. And I think a lot of people, I mean, loyalty is a big factor in any relationship.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that those are the things that get tested every time. I believe that when you think about something so much, and when you go against the grain and think about so much of the negative and so much of the things that could go wrong to happen, they will happen. It's like, I believe that our thoughts produce our reality. That's why I feel like it's very careful. We have to always be very careful what we implant in our minds and what we say out loud, because energy is matter. You know, that matter translates into our reality. So if you're out there with any type of a hateful spirit, and if you're out there thinking everybody's going to be disloyal to you, then guess what? That's exactly what you're going to attract. You know, and I know that people are out there and they've been hurt, you know, but not everybody's out there to hurt you or get you. Not everybody's out there to do those things. And I think that everybody right now in this room has had a lot that's happened in their life. But, you know, the universe has also brought us together. And the universe has made such a, you know, because we believe that there were good people in the world. You know, and because we believe that, that's exactly what we attracted.
I believe that.
That's real. It's real. And, you know, I want to shout out some of our friends who were at the event. I mean, we had Jordan Smith. I mean, you guys want to shout out some of our friends that couldn't be here tonight? Lexi, Dan Greathouse, Noel, Joey Stacks, shout out to you, Susie Lewin, Alex Javier, Derek Armstrong, Tina. I mean, he played an awesome set, didn't he?
A very good set.
I have been in his ass. I have been in his ass about, you know, getting back to the music. You know, he took a long enough break. It's time for some Derek Armstrong to make his way back, and he is. He's getting back into it. So shout out to you. I'm so proud of you. Anel, Joe Tillman, Andrea Ann. Even though you crashed the interview, you were awesome. It was the highlight of the interview besides Jeff.
Pretty funny.
Joe Pulio. Anybody else we're leaving out? I mean, that was at the party.
Jesse. Well, Jesse wasn't there. They were there in spirit.
They were there in spirit. We're trying to get you guys back.
Don't forget about Mikey.
Mikey?
Andrea's boyfriend.
That's right. Mikey, what's up? I had to shout all of you guys out because, you know, if the interview would have went as planned, sometimes things don't go as planned. But you know what? I wasn't, like, upset about it. I didn't feel like, okay, whatever. I was just trying to make another route to get it done. You know, it's just no need to get worried about anything or how something's going to get done. Either we just postpone it, we try to gather some people, and we do some sort of recording, or the universe just brought 3 of my friends.
Make it work.
4, 5 of my friends into the room, and guess what?
Getting it done.
We're getting it done.
Yeah.
And this is fun, because now we can reflect on what we did on Saturday and the fun we had in the interview. Now we can discuss it and, you know, have a different perspective.
It was a fun night, I will tell you. I want to get back to the loyalty factor. You know, do people really actually know what that word means? When they want to demand, well, shouldn't you be a loyal person to want to get loyalty back in return?
Yeah, I think that's the first step.
Hello. I think there's a lot of people that ask a lot of that. They want others to prove that to them, but they're not necessarily loyal.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. Lolo knows. I mean, seriously. I mean, there are so many that demand that, but they're not that themselves. When you are that, you will always attract that. You will never have to question anybody else coming into your circle that's not loyal. And you know what? For those that you may have to question, it's just going to be an easy bye-bye. It's not even going to be a hurt. It's going to be like, okay, you know.
Whatever.
You know, it shouldn't even be a big 3 ring act at all. You know, because a lot of people, especially when they align themselves to truth, especially truth within themselves, they'll be able to see the truth in others easily and not even get hurt. And I think that that's what a lot of people need to recognize, that they should recognize who they are, appreciate who they are, love who they are, and know that, you know what, there are going to be people that come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. These people show up in your lives to teach you lessons. Mainly the reason of the season ones. They're lifetimers. They will always share lessons with you, but they'll never leave your side. It's those friends that stand the test of time, that go on forever. But people who, you know, we do get a lot of people who show up in our lives. It could be coworkers. It could be just random people that we meet every day. But there's, you know, they act as, in some aspects, mirrors into our lives.
I think the loyalty thing, there's another side to it, I think, when it comes to friendship, because there's loyalty, but there's also, and Stacy kind of touched on it a bit too, and I think everybody did a little bit, but it's that give and take in the friendship. It's
right.
Because without that, because it's the same thing, people want loyalty, but they want to get something out of the friendship when it comes to support. They want compassion. They want to feel good. But there's a lot of friendships where they become very one-sided, and I think that a lot of people stick to those friendships because they feel they have to, because they're friendships. And I'm doing air quotes.
I feel that way.
So, but that's something that I think gets lost, and a lot of people don't realize that they're in a friendship that maybe isn't healthy.
Yeah, you can have very toxic relationships. Yeah. I mean, and it happens really quickly. A lot of times you don't even realize that it's toxic until it's just too late, and then you're in, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, I'm so glad to get out of this. Like, and it's like you need to surround yourself with people who make you feel good about yourself. And we accept the love that we think we deserve. That, right? You just accept the love you think you deserve. And I think that once that you realize that you deserve friends who support you and cherish you and who really care about how you're feeling and what you're doing. It's the same in a relationship, any relationship that you have. And I think that that's loyalty, is wanting the best for somebody and never setting out to hurt them. Like, you always think what's best for them. And that doesn't necessarily mean putting yourself on the back burner, but it's like, how is my action going to affect this person?
Yeah.
Like, if I make a decision to do this, how is it going to affect the other people around me in my life? And I think that's a form of loyalty that a lot of people don't think, because we're a very narcissistic society. What's in it for me? What is in it for me? How is this going to affect me? Well, how is it going to affect everybody around you? People don't mind their surroundings, ever. With their friends, when they're driving, in the mall, when they're walking, when they're on their phone, when they're doing anything.
Airplane seats.
It's become all about them.
But yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, once you give that up and you see what other people are doing, you can be loyal. Because loyalty is that, I'm never going to do anything that's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
It's just funny how different people are, because it doesn't matter who you are. The way that I work and I run and I tick is I just can never, ever fathom thoughts of doing mean things to people. It's just so weird how people work, whether you're friends or not. Like, I couldn't do it to anybody.
But some people don't do it intentionally. Like that. That's kind of was my point. It's like they're so
careless. It's like they're careless.
Narcissism. It's
so so wrapped up
regardless
in
of how good the
themselves,
person
they just
can
can't
be,
get out.
they can be so narcissistic that it's just so deep on the inside that they can't leave space for what's going on. Like they may have a moment of, hey, are you okay? Well, shit, what am I going to do if that person isn't okay?
Yeah.
It's like it switches to that so fast.
Well, and you've dealt with that so much in your career.
I'm
I
in
mean,
the music industry. I deal
yeah.
with famous people all the time, and it's a nonstop thing.
The true narcissist.
Well, they are, but I
Well,
but
no,
I,
they really,
I have
really
a lot of
are.
I have a lot of patience for that, but only with those people that aren't at that level, like people like the technicians like myself, other people. Use your goddamn turn signal. It's like that's a great example of it. It's like you can't tell me you didn't know you were going to turn right because you turned right. Just let me know you're turning right, so I know why you put your brake lights on, so that I can go around you or I can do something different.
Yeah.
It's that whole philosophy. But the turn signal is a simple way of explaining it because it's. I use my turn signal in parking lots when I'm parking in a parking spot.
But but it's communication, right? It breaks down. Okay, so we're on our phones all the time. We're texting all the time. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're tweeting, but we don't communicate.
Lost.
A turn signal is communicating to everybody else in the world what you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You have to tell me what you're doing. You got to tell me what you need. You got to tell me what you want.
Then I can do something about it.
I can stop.
I can stop. I
cannot hit you.
But it's the whole encompassing thing of what it boils down to at the end of the day. It's friendship means communication. It means letting people in. It means give and take. And all these things get lost in so many ways.
Yeah, we struggle. I mean, it's very hard, and that's what I do for a living. I communicate. I have a hard time communicating to him sometimes because I get really wrapped around an axle because I'm internalizing it for a long time because I won't want to make waves. Well, I won't say anything because I'm just being stupid. You hold on to that.
Yeah.
You hold on to that, and then what ends up happening is you've got these pillars in a relationship, right? And there's like 4 of them. I think it's reciprocity, autonomy, power, and vulnerability. And those are the 4 things that make up any relationship that you're in. And if one of those things is squeaky, like I don't feel like you're listening to me. Yeah. So I am not going to be vulnerable with you anymore. I'm going to take that away. When you lose communication, and I think that's how we are with friendships too. I think we take it for granted.
It's all the same.
Oh, they're a friend. They'll understand. I'm going to cancel on them at the last minute. I'm going to send them a text. I'm not even going to call them.
bullshit.
It's even worse if they're your friend.
Right?
It's even worse.
You just take it for
Commitment
granted.
of plans.
Like, I get that things come up, but
But you know
have
what?
the
I was just
decency
having
to
this
call me.
conversation with a client who had a friend who last minute canceled, and they were like, I understand that there people are busy and stuff like that, or something comes up or whatever, but they don't understand that somebody might have had switched around their time
Right.
and planned around their day to go to that event, whatever it is they were going to, and they were looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So you just kind of let somebody down, even though they may in some aspects be cool. You may be considered at that point like unreliable. Or like, damn, you know what I mean?
Right.
I hope they don't do this again on me or whatever, especially if you're like a repeat offender.
Okay, so there's a pillar, right? Somebody shook that pillar, and now you're probably not going to want to maybe ask that person again, or you're going to be hesitant.
Might be hesitant,
You're going to hesitate. You're going to be like,
The whole dynamic
I
changes.
don't
as soon
know.
as it
Right,
happens.
the whole dynamic changes.
But you can come out, though. Here's the thing. If you can be strong enough and come out and talk about that, and you can get through it. And if you still have a friendship after you talk about it, then maybe it's a good friendship. But if you can't have a friendship after you talk about it, then maybe it's not a good friendship.
That's right. You know what?
point.
Great point. My best friend, 25 years. I'm getting ready to celebrate a silver anniversary. Yes. Yes, we are celebrating our
Oh, I thought
birthdays
you were
together
24.
in LA. In LA.
Oh boy.
In February. She just got me reservations at the Hyde restaurant.
Nice.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes. And yes.
Yeah.
I am so excited. But anyway, 25 years. Let me tell you something about a really great friendship. Especially being in one for 25 years. And this is, you know what? I consider you a great friend, Stacy.
And why is that?
I'll tell you why. Is that Because you know what? Sometimes you and I don't have to talk every day. Like me and Tara don't have to talk every day. Tara and I have gone even like months. We've gone years without talking. And then when we pick up the phone, it's like we picked up right where we left off.
Yeah,
It's like an understood friendship.
I
It's
think
like,
it might be a Pisces thing because
Maybe it is. She's an Aquarius, though.
Well, I have the same thing with my girlfriend Carrie. I've been friends with Carrie since I was 10 years old. And I am there are months, there have been years where I have not talked to her, and I could call her tomorrow and she will make me laugh like nobody else. She is ridiculous. She is ridiculous. And I love her. I love her like I love nobody else. I laugh in a different way than I do. I mean, I've known her since I was 10.
I've heard the laughs. It's true. It's awesome.
And she's just,
Awesome.
she has a family. Her kids are going off to college. Carrie started having kids when I think she was 24, 25. I've just known her what I feel like my whole life. And I'll know her my whole life.
Yes.
And it's that friendship that's just, doesn't matter what else. Nobody will ever break that friendship up.
It's real.
And,
Right.
It's real.
It's real.
You know, it's funny. I was like, you are my oldest friend. And she's like, I'm your longest friend, which I think is funny because she's not long. She's like 5
saying,
foot tall.
don't put old.
She's a midget.
Hush your mouth.
She's a little girl. No, she's not 5 foot tall. She's like 5'1". But, you know, right? I'll give her 5'1". She's little, though. And it's like, even just talking about her, I haven't seen her in I don't know how long. I'm probably going to see her when I walk for my graduation in May.
You see how her face lit up when she talked
Yeah,
about
she's
her
great.
best friend?
She's great.
You know,
She's
that's
funny.
the same way how I feel about Tara, because Tara to me is the same way. When we didn't talk for a period of time, I knew why. It wasn't like she just went away and just something like there was like a miscommunication. It was just like she wanted to go and get her shit together. I needed to go get my shit together. It was just a time between, but there was no love lost. And then right at the moment where our lives were getting ready to pick up, it was going to be the perfect time where we got to pick up again and get to share this, our life together now, where we're at this moment, which is like the most amazing thing in the world.
Yeah,
and
great.
And I feel like I've been blessed like triple times over. I get to meet so many fantastic people. Like, I feel like I can get to know you for like forever. I feel like I can get to know you guys like forever. I know I will have, I feel like I know I will have you guys in my life forever. And for some people, they may not even go through life even meeting that real one person that they can really count on. And here I have multiple people that I feel like I could share my life with in
Put
some
a smile
aspect.
on your face.
Put a smile on my face. Laugh about something. I don't care what it is, even just the reasons, whatever, the seasons, whatever. I appreciate it all. And I'm just gonna dive in it. I'm just gonna love it for as long as it's worth. And I think that's what people should appreciate when good people do come into their life, even if it is to serve a lesson.
Yeah.
That they should look at it as, you know what? The universe sends you somebody as a wake-up call to something within yourself, to, get something together in your life. Appreciate even those people, even the ones that wrong you.
Yeah.
Appreciate them because you can
learn something from everyone.
Something from everybody.
Yeah.
Whether it's a friend or a foe, you can learn from everybody. And usually you learn a lot more of your lessons from your foes. So you know what?
Yeah.
Say a
Say that.
hallelujah and say amen. I've learned. And you know what? I've grown. And you know what? Honestly, now you get to attract everybody that you're meant to be around for the long haul.
Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I'm getting ready to wrap up this show. Does anybody else have a closing before we wrap up?
Yeah.
I'm really glad I came. I'm
Yeah.
glad I was invited to this.
Yeah,
This is a
thanks
really
so
good
much.
conversation, and
Thank
I was very
you.
excited.
Thank you,
Good.
Stacy, for
Thank
your
you.
insight. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Jordan,
You're welcome.
for being an amazing producer, engineer.
Oh, well,
God
thank
bless
you.
you. I'm
my
so
pleasure.
honored. Thank you. And Justin, Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
I appreciate it. And Santos, you're amazing. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for being a part of this.
Gotcha.
And until next week, everybody, be back next Tuesday for LOLO Knows. Bye now.
Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to be somebody.